Hey there, fellow preppers. Welcome to this random unscripted video of mine. So, I apologize for not uploading in a month or two. Life for me has been just a bit busy. Haven't really been able to devote time in the way I should to, making more videos. That's largely because I started a new job and still really settling into, the groove of it. And I also started working out seriously. So, finding I'm not having the time I used to have to make videos and to come up with ideas for them. So, apologies. But I can say that I am working on a project. As some of you might know, I basically, or at least I attempted to start a Mess of the Fan short story series. But frankly, I just kind of ran out of inspiration with the current stories that I had envisioned. So I just had to sit back, take a breather, and just figure out where I wanted to go, what kind of story I wanted to write. I didn't want to copy Bizza Rizza Jizza, and a couple other people who have taken to his style of writing. I'm kind of someone who likes to be original. So simply just doing another EMP or nuclear war type short story series just really did. I really didn't feel it, and I want to stand out. I want to be more original. So yeah, that's currently in the works, and I've already have at least a 10-part series planned out. So now I'm just in the process of writing it. Can't really give you ETA on when that's going to be done because of reasons I previously stated. So I just sort of want to voice some of my thoughts regarding what has happened in Texas and what is happening currently, as well as kind of just fill anyone in who doesn't know what's going on. So over the past week, a series of storms hit the eastern USA and large parts of the west. Essentially, a large nor'easter formed and brought a lot of snowfall to the east. And one of the states that were hit the worst was Texas. Now, everyone knows that the South rarely experiences, winter weather, blizzards, snowstorms, etc. And thus, naturally, the South was largely unprepared for, this kind of weather. And, a number of states were spared, like South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. But others weren't. And again, like I said, Texas was hit the worst. So to put this in perspective, before I really go into many of the details here, the United States is broken up into 3 power grids. There's the East, West, and Texas power grids. And the winter storm successfully managed to knock out most of the Texas power grid, leaving millions without power. And, with every blackout situation, if it lasts long enough, you start to experience municipal issues. And one of the issues that is still going on even today is the loss of water and potable water. So, at least right now, the last time I checked, they're still having to deal with this crisis. They're having trouble, getting clean, fresh water to many people affected in Texas, and particularly in the major cities. The situation, as far as I understand, is so bad that the White House declared a major disaster in the area in a state of emergency there. So, as it currently stands, FEMA is, sending, generators, clean drinking water, etc., to basically help out the citizens of Texas. Another thing that was a big problem naturally with the power going out and with winter storms and, below freezing temperatures is, heating. A lot of people were unable to heat their homes and, stay warm. You had a lot of elderly couples or elderly people unable to stay warm. And in a desperate attempt to heat their homes and power their homes, people misused generators, their cars, and fires, leading to many carbon monoxide poisonings. I'm not exactly sure on the number. And, this just compounds, a lot of problems. So basically, Texas just went through a near collapse, and it's been reported that the group company or whoever manages the Texas power grid, it wasn't for the fact that they had instituted these rolling blackouts that we had seen stay into effect up until recently, the entire Texas power grid would have collapsed. I mean, entirely. The main takeaway from this is Texas very nearly experienced a full-on collapse. A total grid down situation where there would have been, no power across the entire state. And Texas is no small area; it's a large place with many millions of people. They would have had no cell, no communications of any type. They would have completely lost municipal water, treatment centers, and that whole thing. And they would have likely have been, trouble getting food in, and with snow covered roads and all that, it would have been difficult to travel. So yeah, that's basically what happened. And while the situation there has gotten better, they've seen temperatures go above freezing, and it looks like things are starting to get better and are starting to recover from this. You can't ignore the giant freaking bullet they dodged. More so, you can't ignore the fact that this even happened to begin with. Seeing all this play out, it's basically caused me to rethink even my own prepping strategies. It's caused me to rethink what I think is possible. And I'm not just talking about from when it comes to, SHTF situations, but more or less just normal natural disaster situations. It's causing me to rethink what I think is possible here. Again, the South, Texas, to hear that they got a blizzard is like hearing the fact, I don't know. It's like hearing about Canada getting a Category 5 hurricane. You think it can never happen, and who knows what can really happen. And so that's my point here. It's caused me to rethink a lot of things. But that's all I wanted to share. Just my thoughts on that whole situation, and I want to also give my prayers. I'm praying for those who are going through the situation, and I hope for their sake that everything gets better, and that they learn from this. That this might be a bit far-fetched, but the government, starts to actively seek projects to modernize our power grids and whatnot, because it really needs an overhaul, and it really needs to be hardened. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say. Be safe, stay vigilant, and this is the Clear and Present Prepper signing out.